Hello guys, welcome back, and today I wanted to go over the monetization of Reverse 1999, and we're gonna look on all of the informations about the rewards, how much do we get as free-to-play and as a spender, and what do you get as a spender and what do you get as free-to-play, what's the income, what are the login bonuses, how are the characters, how's the pity, what's the rate, what do you get in the battle pass, all of the things that you might want to check about the game before it comes out to have a little bit of an idea on what your journey is going to be, right? So personally, I'm going to be free-to-play, so we're going to go over the free-to-play first, and then we're going to touch on the paid options, right? First of all, is the game generous? Is the game playable? Is the game good as free-to-play? The short answer is yes. So if you're just here to check if the game is free-to-play friendly, then yes. So you can go on your way. Goodbye. But if you want to see more, if you want to check and check all of the information about the game, you can stay. So first of all, let's go over how much do you get per weekly, per daily, and per monthly, let's say, right? So let's go over the free-to-play panel. This is the free-to-play panel in the sense that you cannot pay this in any shape or form, and those are the rewards. First of all, this is the campaign panel. On this campaign, you will be given certain quests to do. The top one is going to track your campaign progress, and it's going to give you certain checkpoints, and if you complete them, let's say if I do 4th chapter level 16, it's going to give me 90 crystal drops, which is the currency, and it's going to give me one candy, which is basically the way that this game does the stamina refresh, right? There's just different types of candy. This is the tiny one. It gives you 60, I believe. And on the bottom here, and this is the reason why I'm floating over here in the middle of the screen, is because this has a new panel that I want you to look at. Basically, this is a campaign reward. On the campaign reward, you can get currency, premium currency, so like crystal drops, if you complete the chapter and the quest that it tells you to do. So if you click on chapter 1, you see how they changed the quest change here. So you have 5 quests to do. You do them, you get the reward. Chapter 2. Oh, now you have 5 more quests to do. You do them, you get a pull and all the materials. By the way, those materials are really, really good. They're really nice and materials that you really need when you're building characters and progressing through the game. So it's not like just garbage and like stupid stuff, right? So this is on chapter 3, on act 3, it actually gives you one pull, basically. Boom. This is 180 equivalent, because one pull is 180 crystal drops. This is a character weapon that you can use on any character you want. This is a really nice material for resonate. We're not gonna go over the game stuff, so we're just gonna check. So those are really nice acts that keep going until act 9, it looks like. I'm currently on act 5. I'm gonna get a new weapon, new materials, and a pull here. I just need to do these 2 quests here and progress through the story. The progress of the story, I don't think it progresses this, but it gives you rewards as well. Now, on the daily, we get 90 crystal drops plus other materials, right? Those are materials for like enhancing certain mechanics of the build on your characters. And this is the weekly, this is the daily, and this is the weekly. Now, you might say, oh, wait, the weekly doesn't give you too much. The weekly only gives you 100 crystal drops. How come? There is a catch. You see here 60 tape cassettes and 90 here. So weekly we get 150 of those, and monthly is gonna be 600, right? Because times 4. On top of good, decent stamina refreshers. This one is really good. This one gives you 120. Wait, no, this one gives you 90 or 80, something like that. The big one gives you 120, I believe. But anyway, actually, I think I can check. 120, this is the big one, 120. And this one gives you 60. Now, the deal with this cassette is that if you click it, right? Let's go check. Does it bring me there? No. Let's go check on the shop, and we go to the pawn shop. You can see here that there is a pull to be a pull on sale. on the 20% sale, and you can buy 10 of those. This is most likely gonna be a monthly refresh thing, and with 60 you can buy one, which means that at the end of the month you will be able to get enough cassettes to buy a temple. So that's a free temple just by playing the game, which is really good because usually the weekly doesn't give you enough currency to buy a temple in other games. So that's another good thing. You also get those cassettes on the summon. So when you get a character, you also get a bunch of those. When you do like a 10 pull, Matilda, please. When you do a 10 pull, you get a bunch of currency for duplicates or stuff like that. You get a little bit of those as well, so you can buy. You will probably end up every month getting more than enough. So you will probably have reach the point where you eventually can buy them on spam every month. Boom, reset, you buy, reset, you buy, reset, you buy. So that's really nice because usually they don't do that. Now, that's the free-to-play. Also, that's the free-to-play income on the weekly and dailies and campaign. Also, we will get a ton, and I'm saying like a ton of new login campaigns. We will get this most likely on release. 8 days, you get a pull every day, and at the end you get 7 pulls, and at the end you get a free character, which is Dicke, which is a good healer. Also, we will get a current event. Now this is an event on the 1.3 second phase event on the Chinese. This is gonna be another 7-day pull. And if they keep this up, every time we're gonna have a patch, we're gonna have 14 pulls to get, because it's gonna be 2 phases, and this was a thing before, and now we reset because it went into phase 2, and we got the pulls again. It's gonna end in 16 days if you look at it here. It's gonna end in 16 days, and that's probably gonna be 1.4 after the end, and we're gonna get 7. So those are like 14 pulls in the span of 40 days, more or less, 35 days. I don't know exactly how big is the patch cycle. If it's like the other gachas, it's gonna be 40 days. So we're gonna get around another 10 pull ish in the span of a month of 30 days, right? So there are many pulls that they introduce and they do all over the place. This is another pull. This is another login bonus, right? This is another login bonus that they did, and it just appeared on the second phase of the event. I believe it was on the second phase. It looks like it is. Did I get this? I did. I might have missed a day. It looks like they follow the same time. So you're gonna, as a free to play, as you can see here, this is gonna be really, really nice. Those are like campaigns that you can do. You can buy stuff and buy this is an event. You can buy skins and stuff. By the way, all of the skins are purely cosmetic, of course, and they don't give any stats. And here, even though it's not many crystal drops, but you get some income constantly. Even if it's like a little bit less sometimes, it's not less if you constantly get it. Even if it's just 50, if you get 75 million times 50, it's gonna still be really good instead of getting like one time of 5,000, right? So now let's go check the premium currency. What do you get if you buy the battle pass? If you buy the battle pass, it's you're gonna get a bunch of pulls, which is the equivalent of around 1.6 thousand crystal drops, right? So around 7 pulls, 8 pulls, around that. But the good thing is, first of all, if you buy the battle pass, those are the quests. If you buy the battle pass, it's around 10 euros, $10, 10 euros. But you can buy the Super Omega Deluxe Edition of Hell, and that's gonna give you plus 10 levels on your current battle pass progress and 400 crystal drops. I don't know what this is. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Probably maybe a profile picture or something like that. And then 5 stamina refill, permanent ones. Because otherwise, if they're timed, they have a tiny hourglass here that tells you that you need to use them before they go away. Plus a skin that you can get on the normal one, but you will get it as well with the Super Omega Premium one, right? Going back. A good thing to point that I've noticed on the normal battle pass, like you will get the free-to-play one, right? So you do your quests, you do your weeklies, you do your battle pass quests, and you progress to the top, this one, right? The free-to-play line. On the free-to-play line, there are the same pools. This is kind of big if you think about it, because not every game does this. Usually, what games do are. I don't know what beurre maître d'hôtel is. Calm down. Let me finish, Matilda, please. So, the pool is really good, and just wanted to point this out because you might not have noticed. In other games, what they do like a clever pay-to-win mechanic to instill FOMO into players. They do the first, which is the free-to-play one, they give you a normal pool for the normal banner, and then they give you the premium one for the limited banner or the event banner of the good shit, right? On the good stuff, you get the premium one, you get only on the paid battle pass. In this case, you don't. You get a pool even on the normal one. They always use the same pools. Even if I want to pull on Black Dwarf here, which is the current event character. Here, she's called Black Dwarf. That's her name, by the way. I'm not just making shit up. You can use the same pools on the premium banner, on the normal banner. It's the same type of pool, which is really big because not many games do that. Now that we went on the battle pass, let's say let's also talk about the monthly pass. The monthly pass, it's a really easy thing. You just pay €5 and you get 300 crystal drops immediately, and then you get 2,700 crystal drops in a span of 30 days. You're gonna be receiving it via email. It's probably gonna be 90 per day until you reach the 3,000 global monthly crystal drops that you bought with the monthly pass, which is probably the low spender. It's probably gonna be the most common option for almost every player. There are not strictly free to play. So maybe if you play many gachas, you don't have the money to buy 5 different monthly passes, right? So that's it. If you like it, that's that. Now let's touch a little bit on the summons now. I showed you in a second, like a second ago, but let's go over it real quick. On the event, there's gonna be a banner, right? On the first phase of the event, there's the first phase of the limited banner with the limited character. On the second phase, it's gonna be a different character, but it's gonna be limited, and they're gonna use the same concept of rates and mechanics. First of all, the rates are 1.5% for a 6-star, 8.5 for a 5-star, 40% for a 4-star, 45 for a 3, and 5 for a 2. Now, there's only 2 characters, Mrs. Radio and Door, that are 2-star. I don't know what's the deal with them. Maybe they're just mascots for fun, right? I don't know if you can actually use them or if they're good on some specific content. It would be cool if that was the case. That said, let's go back here. As you can see here, this character, which is the rate up, is going to appear, and she's going to have a 50% chance of getting her, right? So if you pull and you get a 6-star, there's a 50% chance to be the rate up character. If you fail, there is a mechanic in place that if you fail once and it's not her, it's someone else from the standard banner, then the next character that you pull from this banner, from the same banner, when you get a 6-star again, now it's gonna be guaranteed to be the limited character, right? So there's a 50-50 protection after you fail the first time, but there is a 50-50 mechanic. Not every game does it. Sometimes they do a higher pity, but it's 100%. For example, PGR does that. It's like 70 pity, but it's actually PGR is really good because it's 70 pity and it's 100%. But, and we're gonna touch on this point in a second. Let me finish this. Oh my god, this is really big. After the banner runs out, the event is over, the characters that were limited, they get added to the standard banner pool after 3 patches, I believe. So if it's like 1.3, they're gonna be added on the standard banner on 1.6, right? So That's a nice thing. So if you lose the character, you get a chance of getting them from the standard banner when you're like doing random pulls, let's say. From that point on, you have them in the standard banner. Now, as I was saying before, because other games do it in a different way, but in this game, you might say, right? You might say, okay, that game does it better. But in the case of PGR, the pity is 70 and you have a 100% chance of getting the character. But there is a big catch. You need multiple copies of the character to make it really, really good. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, right? In this game, that's not the case, which is, I feel, a really big point on its favor, right? Compared to other games. The pity in this game is 70. The rates are 1.5. After you reach 60 pulls, it becomes from 1.5, it jumps to 4% on 61. If you fail it there and you still don't get it, it will gradually increase by 2%, I believe. It becomes 2%, 2.5 until hard pity, and then you hit hard pity. So most of the times, you get the character before hitting 70 exactly, right? You most likely, usually you get it before. That said, you don't need copies of the characters necessarily. In this game it does it really nicely. The constellations, the copies, the evolutions, whatever they're called in this game, I don't know actually how they're called because it's in Chinese. The characters, the portrait here. The portrait doesn't really increase, it doesn't really make the character broken all of a sudden, right? The good part of this game and how they handle this issue, let's say, is that every character has their own constellation, let's say, right? Their own portrait. Now, with their portrait, every portrait that you unlock doesn't really make the character, doesn't really evolve the character into a higher being, doesn't make the character crazy broken later on. It just increases, as you can see here, it just increases a little bit the number of the cards when you, like, the damage that you deal. Or sometimes some passes that they have are a little bit enhanced, but it's not mechanic wise most of the time. It's usually just number wise. So yes, by whaling in this game, you're gonna get characters hitting probably like 200% more. So that's an incentive for the whales. But as a free-to-play, you're not gonna use a gimped character just because you didn't have, you didn't buy or you didn't get 3 different copies. So this is a really important point to talk about on gacha games in general, because sometimes you might get fooled by the, oh, it's free-to-play friendly, you get many pulls and you can guarantee 1 character every patch. That's so good, it's crazy. But when you get into it, you will really get into the game, you notice that you need multiple copies of that characters, and that becomes less good, less fun to play as free-to-play player, because you're missing key concept, key mechanics, key interactions with that character because you don't have the copies of it, right? For example, Honkai Star Rail does this. You get a lot of characters, you can get a lot of characters, almost probably, yeah, 1 5-star character every patch if you save and you don't really waste your pulls on like weapons and stuff like that. But most of the time when you get a character, those characters get crazy stuff, crazy mechanics, crazy interaction they don't have before. You get them in the constellations, in the Eidolons. You will get a like E4, you will get a crazy modifier or a new mechanic, or now you do penetration, which changes everything, right? And then changes how you build the character, changes how what team you use with it, changes like your options. Oh, now you have more options. Oh, now you can do this content. Oh, now you can do this because this character now having 2 copies of it, you can do this content now that you couldn't do before as a free-to-play. This is not the case, so I'm really glad that this is not the case, because I don't like that at all. It's really nice knowing that you can actually do stuff like that in this game, and you can actually play the characters that you want to play. And almost every character I believe that in this game are really good. It's just a matter of like, what's your playstyle, what do you like to play, which character do you like the most. But when it comes to like which character is good, I'm pretty sure every character is good. Like it sounds like a joke, but it's not, right? So last thing, when it comes to rewards, you have this is the campaign, right? It's divided by big chapters. Inside the chapters there are like checkpoints, levels. I don't know we would call it. There's like 16 stages, right? So more or likely it's 16 stages. Every time you do a stage, they give, for the first time, they give you 60 clear drops. No, so with these clear drops, you get around, if you do every chapter, right? You can do a normal and then you can do it on hard mode. If you do every chapter, let's say from chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4, if you clear it all, you will get around 150 pulls, more or less. Now, it's not going to be easy to do immediately because you're going to have... you're probably going to be stopped here and there because they're going to be boss fights. Maybe you're not ready to do yet. But there are more than 4 chapters. I'm just saying that there are... on these chapters, you can do stuff like that. There's more to do than the four chapters. It was just like a nice point to stop when to tell you about the crystal drops, right? So with this in mind, you can also get this. This is a one-time reward, of course. Like the first time that you clear, you get the crystal drops. But that said, it's still an income for a new player that is starting the game. It might not apply in the end, but it might apply on, it does apply on the event. So the event is going to be the same. So every event you do the chapter and you get a new clear and you get more crystal drops, right? So I don't think there is anything else to do. There's more events and more things that you can do that give you stuff for the first time. For example, this one gives you stuff for the first time. If I can access it, there you go. This gives you materials, and by going into it, right, and you go and you get check this, by doing the chapter on this special place, you get more crystal drops. So when it comes to first time rewards, there is a lot to do and there is a lot to clear. So we're probably gonna get around 200, 300, 400 pulls in total, and on the long term by clearing like almost everything in the game. So that's a huge jump start for a new account. That said, I don't think there is anything else. I don't think wilderness gives you... Does the wilderness give you crystal drops? If you know, guys, please let me know in the comments, because I didn't really double too much on the wilderness, even though I do it every day just to collect the materials and to exchange I think affinity with the characters. I don't think anything else that you can do. The event probably gives you stuff, so that's gonna be a plus. And I don't think there is anything else that I should point out immediately. So if you guys know, please let me know in the comments. If you like the video, leave a like. And if you want to see more about this, because I'm gonna follow the game and I'm gonna cover the game when it comes out on October 26th for PC and mobile. Consider subscribing because it helps a lot the channel, right? So yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.